Hey, Facebook Live fam, it's Delicia here. Just wanted to hop on. It's late, but I still wanted to honor my commitment and come on and say hello, and share some things on this Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. So first of all, it's Friday. It's the Friday before a holiday. Thanksgiving is coming up if you're in the United States. And so it was really on my mind and my heart to share a lot about basically relationships. Not because I'm a relationship expert, but because it's an area that I wanted to up-level and be really intentional about up-leveling for myself. And so it's an area that I've been thinking about. And this time of year, we're going into the holidays. We're always thinking about our relationships. It's a time where we're thinking about our family and our friends. So there's things that you can do to kind of up-level your relationships. And so, the first relationship that we have is our relationship with ourselves. And that's one that's really important to honor. So, taking the time to be thankful for everything that you have. Sometimes we can get really carried away by what we don't have, and be thinking about all the things that we may not have at the moment, and forget about what we do have going for you. So one thing that definitely comes to mind right now is health. So I woke up this morning and I was just laying in bed, and it was about 5 o'clock because I actually had to be somewhere at 5:45, and I just took a moment to just be thankful for my health and my strength and my physical health and my mental health, and just stay there in gratitude about the things, because it's easy to think about, well, I wish I had this or that or the other, but all of us are blessed and we all have things to be thankful and grateful for, and that's so important in terms of maintaining your mental health. And just in case, for those of you who maybe haven't met me, my name is Dr. Delicia Haynes. I'm the founder and CEO of Family First Health Center, board certified family physician, and I'm a medical student mental health advocate. So I shine a light for medical students in their darkest hour, helping them overcome stress and depression. And that's really the main reason that I come on and I do these Facebook Lives, is to talk about ways that people can improve their mental health and just their overall joy and well-being. So the relationship with yourself is definitely the first one that's really important. And then also the relationships with other people. There is a saying that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your relationships. And so, definitely your relationship with yourself, but then relationship with the other people in your life. And everything is a relationship. So you may not be in a romantic relationship right now, or you might be in one. So definitely, romantic relationships, your friendships, and, where you work. So a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to go and be in the presence of one of my mentors, coaches, and to someone that I have a lot of respect and esteem for, and that was Lisa Nichols. And I respect her not only because she's making moves in every aspect of her life, and there are a lot of people that I can look up to in kind of one section, but there are fewer people that I really kind of look up to in a more kind of well-rounded or in multifactorial way. And she's definitely one of those people, and she's poured into me, and her team has poured into me. And that was one of the things that I noticed as a small business owner. I was always looking for ways that I could kind of improve my relationship with my team. And I looked at her and I looked at how she relates with her team, and they are all in. So I had a chance to see Susie again, and Matt and Margaret and Tia and Noelle, and I got to meet Johnny. I think Elise was the only person I didn't get to see this time, and I was amazed at how all in they were, not just with us, the people who were there at the conference, but with her and with themselves. And so I became very intentional about what can I do to up-level my relationships with the people that I work with every single day that are here at Family First Health Center. Um, and I've recommended this book before, but The Five Love Languages. If you haven't read that book, I would recommend it. And I don't have a copy of The Five Love Languages here, but I do have a copy of The Five Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace, which is by the same author. And it takes those same love languages and it goes into how you can use those at work. But I think it helps with any relationship. So, the five love languages are physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, and quality time. And all of us, we tend to give love in the way that we would like to receive it. So, which makes sense because that's what you would like, but that may not necessarily be what the other person is looking for. So understanding what their love language is, what respect is to them, what appreciation is to them, means a lot because, for myself, gifts and quality time are actually really low for me. And so that's not what I think of when I think of appreciating someone, but I do this for my team. I have them all take the assessment so that I can make sure that I'm appreciating them in line with what their values are. And so it came back that I had a team member who gifts was really important for them. And so, when I go off and I'm, going to a conference or going somewhere, I look around and make sure I bring back something. It might be something pretty, small, because it means the world to them. And because I want them to thrive. I want them to do well, both here in their personal life and here professionally. I want them to be supported. I want them to know how much I appreciate them. Words of affirmation is another one that's really low for me. So I don't always say how appreciative I am. It's not the first thing that comes to mind. So I have to make myself and remind myself to say, thank you for doing this. You did a great job doing that, and being, very specific with it. But if you know that about your team, if you know that about a person that you're in a romantic relationship with or your friends, then it allows you to give that appreciation in a way that they really can receive it and receive it well. So these bracelets were the last conference I was with was Lisa Nichols, and they all have certain properties, and I brought them back to my team and presented each one with one that I thought kind of really was something that they would appreciate. And when I just look around the office, I can find like all these kind of little things that I've brought back from little trips that I've been on, because I know that that's something that they really appreciate, and it means a lot to them because gifts is a high on their list. I mentioned that quality time isn't one that is really high on my list of, in terms of the love languages, but it was really high for one of my team members. And sometimes there would be something that I felt like I could communicate this through an email. But because I knew that about them, I was able to actually sit down and have a face-to-face meeting, and they felt really heard and appreciated and understood. And although there still was that side of me that felt like I could have done this through email and been doing something else, it was really important for me as the business owner, as the leader, to understand how to appreciate them and take that time and make sure that I was sitting down and just hearing them out and coming together and having that meeting face to face, because quality time is really important to them. And because they are really important to me, quality time then becomes important to me because, obviously anything that's important to them is important to me, because it's going to be important for our relationship. Acts of service is one of my highest ones. And so I tend to do things for other people, and I tend to really appreciate people who help me. So, the guy that cuts my grass, Yardman Clive, thank you. I just really appreciate, those things. That's what, my primary love language is. But I recognize that that's not everyone's. So sometimes I have to, absolutely, sometimes I have to kind of think about like, okay, what does this person, appreciate? And make sure that when I'm trying to appreciate them, that I'm doing it in a way that's really going to, it's going to be what they need and what they, really want. So if you have never read the 5 Love Languages, I recommend that you pick that up. And then this one, the 5 Love Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace. The only one that's missing is physical touch. That one you have to be careful in the workplace. But I think that, you can do all the others, and even with the physical touch, you can shake hands and things like that. But just, we want people to feel comfortable. So, don't take it too far. But I think it's really important to know as much as you can about the people who are in your space. So, hey, Kelly. So the more that you know about them, the more you're able to have a harmonious union with them, whether, again, it's a romantic relationship, a business relationship, someone who's in your family. If you know what their primary love language is and they know yours, it doesn't change what yours is, but it helps you to understand them a little bit better and to be able to, to speak to them in a way that they're going to really appreciate it. I wish I had read this book prior to some of the relationships that I was in. But now, you can't go back, but you can always go forward. And so it's been helpful in really every relationship, again, whether it's a business relationship, a personal relationship, all of them have benefited from having just having that knowledge. So definitely this season, it's all about gratitude. It's all about relationships, and the relationships, you've got relationships that are supporting you. Definitely those are the ones that you want to make sure that you're very intentional about maintaining and nurturing. And this may be a season also where you have to release some relationships that aren't serving you. And it's okay to love someone from a distance. Some people can be toxic to your mental health, to your personal wellness. And so sometimes you do have to kind of to put some space between you and them in order to honor yourself and to honor them. And that's great too. But again, quality of your life is really determined by the quality of your relationships, both with yourself and your relationships with other people. So I just wanted to come on really quick tonight and share a little bit about that. Again, my name is Dr. Delicia Haynes. I'm a board-certified physician and medical student mental health advocate. I shine a light for medical students in their darkest hour, helping them overcome stress and depression. You can follow me across social media at Dr. Delicia MD. That's DrDelicia MD. And I'll be back on next week. Come on just every Friday again, just to lift people up and encourage them, because sometimes we all need a little pick-me-up. So until next time, I'll see you. Take care.